What is up, YouTube? I am back on the mats. I got 3 rolls for you today, 2 with blue belts and another with the purple. So right here it looks like he was going for a knee cut pass, but I was able to kind of knock him off balance a little bit, and he kind of went to this like windshield wiper pass. I'm gonna replay that again. So he just basically like straightened his leg out until my hook popped out, and then he was able to windshield wiper and kind of start a scramble here. So I went for a roll to kind of get that scramble going, and I found myself in the triangle here. So I'm just trying to get my angle. I went ahead and hooked that bottom leg. Now here I'm kind of in a weird like position to finish the choke, so I started focusing kind of on that arm that I had inside the triangle. So I popped my leg over and slowly popped the hips up, and he tapped there. And also on a side note, don't forget to subscribe. I see a lot of people, they'll comment and not subscribe. So go ahead and make sure you hit the subscribe button. So right here we reset, and he kind of falls back for a kind of some ankle, look like a straight ankle lock maybe. So I was able to kind of come up with the momentum when he fell back. And so here I'm just kind of waiting to see what he goes for, and he starts to dig up in my collars, and I think he's gonna try and set up a baseball bat choke here after a loop choke. So he goes for the loop choke, and then it looks like I went for my own loop choke, and here again he looks like he was going for kind of an ankle setup. So I knocked that foot off my left hip, and also that foot that I had right there, I wanted to free that foot up for base. I didn't feel too comfortable with him having that foot because I felt like I could get swept backwards there. So I'm kind of pushing the knee through here, trying to get really like a tight side control, but he did a good job of framing on my left hip right there. He doesn't allow me to get in too close. So right here, yeah, here's when he goes for that baseball bat choke. So I felt him reaching in my collar, so I'm like, well, let me try. I mean, I didn't think that I would actually, I didn't think he would tap from that, but I just kind of did it as like a distraction. And he did a good job of baiting me into this, so he kind of just lets his right leg go, and you see me pass. I think he was baiting me to pass to that side so that he could get that baseball bat choke. But I think he has his hands backward. Yeah, he switches his hands there. Yeah, so he wants to go belly down, and I don't want him to go belly down because even at this point the choke is still on pretty tight. But I know I got the knee on belly, so I don't want him to go belly down because once he gets belly down, that choke is tight. It was, I'd say, like maybe 80%, 90% there. If he probably would have held on to that few more seconds, I probably would have tapped. But I was able to kind of just get my way out of that one. So here he looks like he's coming up for a single, drop back down to kind of like an open half guard situation. And this submission was actually different. I've never actually caught this one before, but he rolled through for like an ankle or knee bar maybe, and I found myself reaching for a head and arm choke, but I couldn't quite get my arm all the way through. So I went to an Ezekiel choke. So you can see my left hand kind of coming in right there for a second. So it's just a regular Ezekiel choke I have right now, and I'm not too worried about anything else. I just wanted to hold on to that my inner cuff. I really wasn't worried about his hooks or hooking anything on him, and I think yeah. So he taps there, and the round ends right after that. So the second roll is with the purple belt. Yeah, with the purple belt. So right here, okay, I remember. So I went for. I mean, this is open mat. Here's the time to try kind of new things. But what I tried to do here was pinch his right leg between my two legs, and I wanted to fall to my hip, fall to my left hip, and I was trying to kind of pop my hips forward like an arm bar, and kind of hyperextend it, kind of get a knee bar right there, but I wasn't able to get enough kind of power to finish that there. So he did a good job of kind of getting out of that and getting me back to the regular guard here. And I think I'm up fast forwarded a little bit because it's just me balancing around. I'm trying to get my knee in the middle there so that I can break that guard open. So that's not too fun. I just fast forwarded through that. So watch me just balance around here and try and get that knee in the middle. I don't like that grip right there, so I popped the grip off my collar. And I think he was going for a scissor sweep there, so he was kind of focused in front of him, so I passed kind of to the opposite side there. I think he may be thinking of a baseball bat choke there, maybe. Okay. All right, so here I'm just trying to, stay in good position. I found myself kind of like in his quarter guard, I guess you can call it. I treated it like a knee slice pass where you just kick the knee off and kind of just get to a standard side control. But he did a good job of framing up and turtling right here in a second. So he's up on that right elbow. I couldn't quite flatten him out. I should have cross faced looking back on it. But here, so now kind of fast forwarded a little bit here, but I'm thinking maybe if I can get a Doris, at least get my hands together like a Doris or Anaconda choke. But he did a good job of fighting the hands. So I decided to go for some collar choke. So I think, yeah, I had my right hand across his collar, and it's kind of like a loop choke. And what I really was trying to do there was to get him to go belly up. I wanted to roll and have him go belly up. But again, he did a good job of keeping his base in the turtle position right there. Spins to the back. Found myself in side control here. And he does like a stiff arm and shrimp combination right there to kind of get me from under him. And oh yeah, here if you can tell, my belt, well, his foot got stuck in my belt there, so you had to just reset real quick right there. So I'm back in side control. I switch my hips, and right here I'm thinking to kind of just push down on his knees to free my top leg there. And he did a good job pushing me off. I think that's kind of got like an X guard there. And I'm immediately, when I feel that foot on my hip, you see me pushing down with my left hand, I'm getting that foot off my hip. You don't want that foot on your hip. Because that's really the point where he can start to sweep you. That foot that's on the hip, that's when they push you and then you end up in 50-50 and all of that, which I do not want to be in. So right here I'm just scrambling. This is real sloppy, but I think I'm going to throw my left leg over into the mount. Right there, you saw it. And I think I thought about an arm bar there, but he did a good job of shrimping. And I think at some point, yeah, he goes for that. Yeah, right there. And every time I feel somebody going for that deep half, I immediately, like, it's almost a reflex now, go for that Kimura. And right here, I'm still on the Kimura. And I kind of just rode that Kimura up into the back. Well, I didn't quite get on the back all the way there. Kind of shook me off. And I think the time is going to run out here soon. Let's see. I believe this is the end of the match. Yeah, I throw a little attempted loop choke, but the round runs out. The time runs out. And this is the third match here. So we start standing. And I think I'm a pull guard. That's kind of a habit. I don't know if that's good or bad, but a lot of times in open mats, I'll just pull guard to kind of get it going. Whereas like competition, I rarely, if ever, pull. But it's open mat. Find yourself in bad positions, kind of work from everywhere. So here I found myself in butterfly, and I thought he was going to pass to my left, but he actually trapped my right foot. You can't see it, and he passed to the opposite side. So that kind of caught me off guard right there, and he was pushing down on my leg, and he passed on the opposite side. So I think we just reset right there. He was getting a little close to a couple other people. So right here, he goes knee on belly, and I did a little knee on belly sweep that I like. So I just grabbed his right wrist, kind of wrist control and stick a shin in there and just use that momentum to roll. And he did a good job of keeping me in front of him. He goes right back to full guard here. I think I'll just cut a little bit to something a little more exciting, because we kind of got stuck in that guard position for a while. So I found myself here kind of caught in a triangle. So he was pushing my arm through, but he didn't quite get it all the way through. I still had my hands connected, so I can kind of push and kind of shimmy, like shake my way out, which, I just kind of shook out there. And I end up in good side control. I think he's going to like shrimp in a second. Oh no, so again, I went to this kind of choke that I like from side control. So I have my left hand in his collar, and I'm going to step my left foot over and see if I can get a choke there. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. This time he was able to kind of get good leverage on my leg and push it from over his face. Shrimp. Went to a little X pass there. And I'm just trying to, again, just keep my balance, try not to get swept. That's kind of what I'm doing there. And I found myself in half guard again. I switch my hips, and I'm trying to push down on that top knee to kind of get my leg free. But I felt him starting to work my lapels. I'm not quite sure what he was going for, so I kind of went into defensive mode. I wanted to kind of start facing him because I didn't know what he was going for. I think this match is gonna end in a little bit here. Yeah, it'll be over in a second. So again, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.